FTW Live right now.
Praise him. Praise the Lord, everybody. Can y'all hear? Let's clap our hands if we can and make sure I'm on the right. Yeah, clap your hands if you can hear. It's Monday night. FTO, everybody throw it in the comments. FTO. Yeah, it's Monday night. Bivens is here. Victoria, Val, TJ, what's up? Good evening, everybody. Everybody watching, hit share, hit like, and throw it in the comments. FTO. Come on, it's Monday night. Jay, what's happening? Asia, Britt, FTO, Fred, what's going on? Everybody watching, everybody do me a favor tonight. Hit share, let's jump into it. It's been a minute. D'Angelos, what's up, man? D'Angelos is one of my chief musicians. Yeah, history, boy. It's good to see you well and pray you well where you are. Everybody hit share. Tell me what you're doing. How's your week been? Sierra, what's up? We're going to talk about this breakdown. Brickisha, what's up? What's up, Brickisha? Good evening, everybody. Okay, so everybody, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to hit like. Everybody, you're going to hear me ask you to do that quite a few times today. I thought you was going to stay away. You want to say hi? Huh? No, you can't do that right now. Come on, everybody, hit share and hit like. Take a minute and hit like. Come on, don't be a hater. If you're listening, you should be liking. Since you're listening, you should be liking. Everybody watching, I want you to hit share. We're gonna talk about this breakdown. Is there a breakdown between the minister and the musician? I think it's a necessary conversation to have. And I want to hear from you. This is not the live where you just, everybody's not going to agree. We are not here to agree. Everybody throw this word in the comments. Perspective. Only a few of you hit like, and I need you to do better. I need y'all to do better. Come on, man. You know, my prayer in this season, it's a little different, man. I pray God gives me people that understand their responsibility as it relates to the assignment of this relationship, whether it's physical, whether it's digital. There's a reason you're listening. There's a reason you're curious. There's a reason you're locked in. It's perspective. And so to make it do what it's supposed to do, I need you to do your part. And it's simple. It's simple. It's hit like, and then I want you to hit share. Tag a few friends. Tag a few enemies. Tonight, we're going to talk about this breakdown between the musician and the minister. Why is it so consistent that we see this breakdown between the minister and the musician? The truth of the matter is the church cannot move forward until we have the courage to confront what we have to correct. You can't keep building around it. You gotta build beyond it. And the only way to get beyond it is to face it. So everybody throw it in the comments. We've got to fix this. We can't have the minister. Wait, champ. We can't have the minister mad at the musician, and we can't have the musician mad at the minister. Tonight, I need everybody to throw it in the comments. Perspective. It's not just about you listening to me. This is for thinkers on. Did you put FTO in them comments? You done had 2 assignments tonight. It is number 1, hit like and share. And number 2, your comment should be FTO and perspective. Come on. Tag a few people. Let's go. Father, we give you praise tonight for what you're getting ready to do and say, even digitally. I pray that you minister to the minds of your people. I pray that you cultivate our confidence when it comes to loving you with our hearts and our minds, understanding that you've given us one so that we can be more like you. And so, Father, I pray that as you've given us the responsibility, as Paul wrote in Romans chapter 12, that we not be conformed to this world, but we're transformed by the renewing of our minds. So I pray, Father, that even through laughter, through perspective, through conversation, I pray that this space is profitable for a transformed mind. Transform our perspectives and make them in alignment with yours. And we'll be careful to give you praise, honor, and glory in Jesus' name. Thank God and amen. You ain't got to clap right now. You got to share if you have it. I do the clapping. Ain't that crazy? You ain't got to clap for me. I can clap for myself. Everybody watching, I want you to hit like, hit share. You want to say hello to the people? Okay, the champ wants to say hello. And then we're going to play tonight's video. Perspective. Hear me, guys. I want you to jump in the comments and tell me what you think. I don't want you to the champ. It's crazy when you get on the camera, my numbers go up. Ain't that a mess? Yeah. That's crazy. You want to say? You want to put the headphones on too?
Yeah, I want to put yours.
For sure. Okay, everybody, let's give a hand to the champ tonight. Okay. All right, a hand to the champ. All right, champ. What would you like? Okay, don't take over. Be nice. Okay? All right, let's go.
Okay, so we're going to celebrate the best preacher in the world. Would y'all give it up for Pastor Welton? The best preacher in the world.
Wow. I ain't gonna lie, that sends you through the roof. Okay, thank you so much, son. Thank you. Yes, I love you so. I don't understand how people can have kids and not raise them. I just don't understand that. I don't understand how y'all can support people that don't raise their children. I mean, what? That wasn't scripted. I don't think people understand how God will shift your perspective, shift what matters. Man, please. I'm about ready to end this live, go upstairs and play Sonic. What is y'all talking about? Everybody watching, I want you to hit share. Ain't that crazy? It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, come on. Jump in there. Tonight, perspective. I want to play this video. It kind of caught my attention. And really, I'm gonna play tonight's video and give you a minute to kind of think about it so that you can add what you think. I think it's constant. We see this battle and everyone throw that. My mind is always on the future. And I want some of you to throw these two words in the comments: futuristic sustainability. Futuristic sustainability. Those are the two words that leap out at me before I make any decision. What am I live on? Am I on Instagram? I got to give it up for Darielle. Darielle, man. Come on, everybody throw that in there. Futuristic sustainability. I'm not into making decisions for now. I need decisions to last through later. Pastor Spencer, man, I love you. Good to see you online tonight. And so my mind is on always rebuilding the church, rebuilding a healthy model of church that is realistic as it relates to futuristic sustainability. I'm not trying to have a hot Sunday this weekend. I'm trying to make sure New Life don't crash in 26. So my moves that I'm making, I'm at a space where I'm not making moves for now. I'm making moves that I pray will last through later. I'm kind of slow in making moves so that my people aren't on the roller coaster of my indecision. Does that make sense? Whether we like it or not, COVID changed everything. I believe the COVID era was a type of ending of a world. A world. as we know it, how we move, how we function, what we're used to, what works, what doesn't work, what's normal, what's not normal. COVID changed that. What's up, Sean? COVID changed that in every way. And when you read Matthew 25, Jesus talks about the end of times. That S changes it. That means it's going to end more than once. So I believe we don't realize that time is a cycle, and everything that happened before. That's what I believe. What's up, everybody? Now, it look like 56 of y'all are watching, but I only got 18 that have liked it. What is wrong? Derry, am I on Instagram or do I need to go on mine? Everybody watching, I want you to hit share and I want you to hit like. So everybody throw this in the comments for me tonight. Everybody throw this in the comments. Rebuilding the future. I don't like Instagram, how they do my live. So I'm going to do it myself. Uh-oh. Let me know if you need some time. So that's what I believe. If you're on Instagram, just hold on. They're gonna end it, and I'll come back. I'll come back in because I wanted to come on. Rebuilding the future, and in rebuilding the future, I want to protect the people with me from the roller coaster of indecision. So I don't want them to have to be the guinea pig for my unnecessary experiments. My mind is always on, and everybody, if you haven't, throw it in the comments. Futuristic sustainability. I'm not trying to get a crowd for the weekend. I'm trying to get a church that can last through tomorrow with a sense of consistency. You know, I want to feel like Pastor doing this every week, something different. No, I kind of shift for a season. And when it comes to creativity, if I have an idea that won't let me go, and I've shared this before, when an idea won't let me go, as long as it doesn't get in God's way, I go ahead and try it so I can get it out of my system, so that I'm not up all night talking about should I? I should have. If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. Everything won't work, and everything you see everywhere won't work for you. Which is why your journey needs confidence. And all of this, even though it seems like, oh man, he kind of I want you to write this down. Okay. I want everybody to throw this in the comments. Purpose requires confidence. Because everything that worked for others won't work for you. So that's why you have to have confidence in your own instructions, confidence in your own direction, and confidence in your own relationship with God. Your connection to church is not your relationship with God. It makes church real hard when you're trying to make church God. Okay, so let me come back. Rebuilding the future is on my mind. It is. I'm not fighting where we are. Rather than the sons of Issachar had the anointing to discern the time. So I don't fight where we are. I ask God to give me a strategy for the reality of time I'm called to lead. I can't lead like my daddy led, and my dad pastors in Las Vegas, Nevada, a great church. But the things that are normal in my church would never come up in his church. His church is full of generational believers. I mean, it's an older church. A lot of seniors attend that church. Every church has different warfare. Every church has a different assignment, which is why you should never come against whatever God's doing at another church. Oh, it's a shame for God to be doing what he need to do at another church, but you want them to come to your church. So then you tell them something wrong with the church they're going to. They need to come to your church. And you don't realize you've been overtaken by religion and become a stumbling block to the process of development that God's assigned them to. See, we made the church so social, we're not spiritual. Because you can't be spiritual and not have order. Now, I want you to get this. Now, everybody hit share Instagram. I'm a little late, but I'm getting on, okay? You can't have, we made church so social that church ain't spiritual. And because we have now chosen the churches we want, like the scripture says, we pick the teachers that scratch our itch. We now have taken the spirituality away from our relationship to everything in the earth as it relates to the walk with God. Because, okay, so we've made it social. So now we've made it social. I've disrupted what God was doing at that church. And watch this, that person was only distracted by the stumbling block because they didn't have enough confidence to say, hey, this is what God assigned to my journey. See, that's where the confidence comes in. See, man, do you really think you could be one of the disciples and be a punk too? Like, really? I want everybody to go to Numbers chapter 13. Throw Numbers chapter 13 in the comments tonight, and I want you to get there because I want to talk about this breakdown. So we're talking about rebuilding the future, futuristic sustainability. And tonight I'm going to talk about this breakdown between the minister and the musician. It is too consistent for us to be afraid to talk about it. I don't believe there's a such thing as coincidence in the kingdom. Time belongs to God. He repeats the lesson until we learn it. Why is it consistently happening? Because we keep acting like it's not. There is a breakdown between the minstrel and the minister. Has the minstrel been replaced by musicians? Has the minister been replaced by many stars? Grab Numbers 13. I'm gonna play it. Those of you on Instagram, you're not gonna see it. I'm sorry. I don't like the way it looked. So they did it this way. But I'm gonna play tonight's. I just saw this today. I just saw it and it caught my attention. I'm gonna play it, give you time to sort through it. And then I'm gonna give you this week I had a chance to go to Virginia Union. I'm in this master's program. I'm trying to get finished. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me. I'm telling you, I'm trying to get finished. But it was one of the most reaffirming experiences I've ever had. Sometimes God will send you away so that he can remind you of who you are. There are some lessons God will teach you elsewhere because sometimes home is so familiar they don't want you to learn it. So sometimes to remind you of who you are, God will put you intentionally in uncomfortable spaces with people you've never met that are intimidated by you. They're not jealous of you. They as a matter of fact, it's like the upper room. They've been chosen just like you. It's amazing. I had an incredible time, met some amazing people. But I'm gonna share with you, and I want you to tell me, what do you think? What do you think? All right, check it out. Here's tonight's FTO conversation. Let's check it out.
I'm telling you, this is real. This is some real stuff. Listen, wait, what the hell are you playing? The guitar, yo. Don't mess me up, man. Let's give God a hand and pray for John, man.
Okay. Everybody, let's get into it now. I want you to hit like. If you haven't hit like and you looking, you are the problem. I need everybody to hit like and I need you to hit share. I'm gonna play it one more time because some of y'all like, did I hear what I just thought I heard? Yeah, you heard that. That's exactly what you heard. That's exactly. I'm gonna play it one more time. I need everybody watching to hit like, and then I want you to hit share. Come on, hit like, hit share. I'm going to play it one more time. I'm going to play it one more time. Okay, Instagram said, turn it up. Oh, man. Okay, Instagram. I posted it on my page today. I posted it on my page for Instagram. The way they got it set up, I can't show videos. And I promise I'm committing to going live every Monday at 7:30 for FTL. I'm committing to that for 3 months. I believe every idea you should give it time to flourish or time to fail. Okay? I believe that. So for the next 3 months, I commit to. Why did I do it? Why did I do it this way? I went away to school and I had pastors and leaders from all over the country, people that just kept coming up to me saying, hey, PW, I've been a thinker for a long time. I'm waiting on you on Monday night. And sometimes if you're not careful, you'll sink into criticism. And because criticism is loud, the support is sometimes silent. And so what I'll be honest, it kind of made me sometimes I think about stuff differently. You know, my perspective is different. I don't mean nobody no harm. I just kind of think, and that's the reason I went to school, because a lot of times the way I think is a little unconventional. It's different. I try to keep my Bible, on my head at all times. I try not to preach anything I can't prove, but he talks to me differently. And, because of the way God talks to me and what I hear him say, if it's not the common thought he's saying to everybody, you're often overly criticized. You can be anointed and still discouraged. You can be courageous and still have battles with criticism. Because no matter how divine you are, your divinity never cancels your humanity. So no, you're right. Criticism can cripple you. And so I had stopped doing FTO for a minute because it was so much, man, you can't say that, man. That's just not good to say it. Man, you just. And I said, what I say? Did I say something? And one guy said, well, you can't be telling our churches, you can't be telling us what to do with our churches, and you can't be telling us this. And I don't be telling nobody what to do with their churches. I only tell the people that are assigned to me what he's telling me to do. Bishop Moore, man, I love you. It was such an honor to meet you, man. Bishop Moore was one that just looked out for Asher, miss you back. Man, that's kind. Thank you. But you can be discouraged. And maybe that's why most prophets in the scripture battled emotional warfare. Maybe this is why. And this is why you cannot be called and not have courage. And I know you've heard me say this before. Criticism is the tax you pay for being chosen by God. So I'd stop doing FTO, and I'm going to commit the next 3 months. Every Monday, if you want it, like for real, I want you to throw it in the comments, FTO. Every Monday at 7:30, I'm going to be live. I'm going to be here. I'm going to stick with it because there's some things we have to confront in order for us to rebuild the future with any futuristic sustainability. And we have to get to the place where we confront issues with the ability to disagree and not become dishonorable. Anything, oh my Lord, that is Bishop listed, a bishop in the comments. That's not any bishop, that is the bishop listing page. I love you, Bishop. You know I love you, okay? No, it gets discouraging. It does. It does. Bishop Page, I often ask, was it the question Carlton Pearson asked, or was it the time he asked it in? Did he ask a question before we were ready to have a conversation. We are now at a place where the earth has an ear to be taught. The only way for people's ear in this hour to be caught is to be taught. This is the hour of explanation. And in order for us to rebuild the future in a healthy way, we got to face some of this stuff, man. Why are all of these musicians and pastors having fallouts? I'm going to play the video again. I want you to tell me what you think about it. Now, some of you may disagree. I want to know, do you think the pastor was wrong? Do you think the minister was wrong? The musician was wrong? Okay, let's play it one more time and let's check it out. I'll be back.
I'm telling you, this is real. This is some real stuff. Listen, wait, what the hell are you playing? The guitar, yo. Don't mess me up, man. Let's give God a hand clap, pray for John.
Okay, all right. Bishop Liston Page says he asked the right question in the wrong environment. I would love to know why Bishop said the wrong environment. And I'm a, you know, if I was going to name this live tonight, I would simply name it Places, People, Places. I keep telling you. We have made the church social more than spiritual. And you can't correct a social church. Now, I'm coming now. What does that have to do with this musician? All right. Come on. I want to hear. Where the rest of y'all at? Spencer, where you at? They scared to talk because Bishop Page in the comments. Everybody scared. All y'all scared because Bishop Page. Vincina said, that sounded like something from the Lion King. Alberta said he should have rebuked in private. Janelle said it was the right question, but the wrong tone. Okay. Latrice said he asked the right question, but he should have said to him with the mic away from his mouth. Okay, Victoria said, there's a right time during any season that wasn't the time to address the musician. Okay, all right, Spencer, I want to know. Okay, Edwards, that was the wrong delivery. The pastor showed no compassion in his voice. Okay, Fred, the musician disrupted the flow and made him respond in the flesh and not the spirit. That's an interesting perspective. Now I'm going, and I want you all to get that. And I want you can't correct a social church. That's why Jesus walked up to the disciples and said, what they saying about me? Simon jump out and say, some say you a fake. Some say you're just another. Some say you're just another. That's what Simon said. Jesus said, I don't care nothing about what all them saying because they're not walking with me. I need to know who you say that I am. What is Jesus teaching in that principle? You cannot afford to let people walk closely with you that don't have an accurate revelation of who you're called to be. See, it's one thing if I know I made you my pastor. It's a whole nother ball game when I've yielded to the fact that God chose you to be my pastor. Okay, all right. So social, the reason church is so is because there's no order. That's why my problem with my generation is I think rather than finding the sound of this generation, we keep perpetuating and packaging the sound of the last one. So now the new Pentecost is a packaged sound of the old Pentecost, but the sound that we're, mimicking is the sound of a generation. And that sound was birthed out of their walk with God. I believe our churches have become so social. We are filling our churches with people that are walking with church, but not walking with God. And because we're not walking with God, many of us don't have the sound of this day because we're mimicking the sound of that one. Let me read these comments. I'm gonna read some comments that came in. I haven't read them all day. I'm gonna read them off of Instagram. These are Instagram comments that I got off of today's live when I asked, was the preacher wrong for what he did? All right. Prophet Kimbrough said, sounded like Halloween music at first. I'm coming. I want to know what y'all think. All right. Nadine said, what was he playing? It sounded off, talking about the musician. Dr. Kia Moore said, was it Kelly or Stax that rebuked the organist? That's mystical. Miss Rush said, are we running out of tracks and songs to play? Granted, I do think creativity is at a serious low across many industries, especially music. Chosen J says, I think some musicians are looking at this as just a gig and not worship. Everybody should be in the spirit and on one accord. Get you a musician that is saved. My God. Huh? Now, Adriel said he could have corrected without cussing at him. Okay, hold on. And can hear from God. All right, like that. There's a way to request things in the moment without cursing or being disrespectful to the musician. But most pastors need to spend time with their musicians in a rehearsal setting to go on the same page about how they want to be backed up while they're speaking. That would solve most of these problems. Somebody said maybe we need to stop the emotional music for speakers. Just preach without it and play when the choir sings. Somebody else said, yo, that's nasty work. I would have walked out immediately. Huh? All right. Play the video one more time. Somebody just joined in. I'm going to play the video. Then I'm coming to read the comments from this live. And I'm pulling up the comments from Facebook. Facebook went crazy on it. Facebook went crazy on this. All right, let's watch it.
I'm telling you, this is real. This is some real stuff. Listen, wait, what the hell are you playing? The guitar, yo. Don't mess me up, man. Let's give God a hand and pray for John.
Okay, all right. We back. Let me see. I'm back on live. Let me see what y'all got in the comments. We live. Let me see what you got. Saved doesn't equate to having the right spirit. Okay, let me see. Somebody said he could have put his fist up, meaning stop. It was an open rebuke. They were both wrong, Kim said. Spiritual communication was off. It sounded like they've had that conversation before, and the response was so fast after he spoke what was on his mind. I believe that must have been frustrating to the pastor because he was playing in a way to disturb the message. Is the musician a member? Now, Janet, you done said something in these. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what you done said some of these comments, Jennifer. Look what Jennifer said. Janet, look what Janet said. Is the musician a member and he's serving a pastor? Or is it just a musician that's fulfilling a gig? Okay, I love this. Because let me just go ahead and tell y'all, I agree with the pastor. And I'm going to tell you what. I agree with the pastor. I agree that the pastor all of us could have said it in a different way, no matter what we said. We all could have said everything that has ever been said a little differently, but sometimes what we say just manages to come out the way we say it. And what the saints, and I want to clarify this. I want to put Jennifer up. I see Bishop Page got something else here, but I want to see this. This is very important. Is the musician a member serving his pastor? Again, who do you say that I am? Or is this just a musician fulfilling a gig that's out cold? Now, I'm going to go into this, but I want to get through some of these comments. I see Bishop. Bishop said we must use wisdom when ministering to a generation of people that are easily offended. Soft answers turn away wrath and offense. Now that's a bishop. He is a bishop. That's Bishop Mr. Day. We don't disagree with Bishop. We don't disagree with Bishop. We don't disagree with him. I'm with Bishop. Now D'Angelo said it sure was a little spooky. Okay. Britt said he didn't say a rude. I mean, WTH was he playing? That's a good question. Everybody that believes the question when the preacher turned around and said that what the is you playing? If you agree that now, we listen now, you was a little spooked down in there. If you'll be honest and just throw it in the comments. Good question. Now that was a good question. All right. Now, and I'm gonna read these comments and I'm gonna get into why. And I want you to grab Numbers 13, Numbers chapter 13, because I don't believe you should talk without the scriptures. You think you'll get in trouble. Lynn said it sounded like funeral music. Now, D'Angelo's is my musician. He's one of my musicians, man, down through the years. Debbie said he cursed. What spirit was he in? He's not supposed to be preaching in that spirit. Well, you know, Debbie, if you read the Message Bible, hell is in the Message Bible. If you read it. He was preaching out of that translation. Pull it up. Google it right now. You'll come back. Peter said, no, for real, look at it. The word hell is in the Message Bible. All right, let me see. D'Angelo said the musician clearly wasn't offended, but because he smiled and shifted quickly to what he should have already been playing. Musician was out of pocket, period. D'Angelo's, I'm with you because I believe D'Angelo's is one of the best musicians of this generation. I just do. Okay. Oh, Jason, look what Jason said. The truth is, there are few musicians in sync or relationship with the pastor or the praise team. Now, I'm going to just throw this in here. Remember what I keep telling you, what I believe about leadership to keep my people from the roller coaster of indecision. I decide slowly so that my decisions last, futuristic sustainability. Here's the thing, Jason, and this is something we have to face in order to fix, but it takes courage to confront. Is there any possible way to build something with futuristic sustainability with a musician that is not in sync with the pastor or the praise team? This is for thinkers only. We're talking about rebuilding the church. We're coming back in some. I told you 5 years ago, I don't believe we'll ever go back to what we were used to. And that's relative. Some are going back. We're trying to figure out, you've heard me say for the last 4 years that it was a season of uncertainty because the earth had not yet settled. Well, that shifted. The earth is now settled. This election season solidified what we have to prepare for next. You see, the earth is settled. We know what to do. There was a season we didn't know if we could come in person, not in person. Should we wear masks? Should we not wear masks? Should we be online? Should we cut the cameras off? Should it be a choir? Should we space them out? Should we go to the praise team? Should we listen to the preacher? Hell, I'm gonna sit at home and preach to myself. We done did all of that, tried. We had 4 years of experiment. And see, what people don't understand is now we're entering a season where the earth has now settled. So now your plans have to make sense. The last 4 years, God's given you time to try. 4 years of experiments, 4 years of ideas. Well, now we're shifting again, and God is allowing you to see what to prepare for. It's different. Now, everybody throw this in the comments. My moves got to make sense. So since my moves got to make sense, and I'm rebuilding the church, we're rebuilding the future with futuristic sustainability, is it possible to build something futuristically sustainable in a church with a musician that's disconnected from the pastor? If we have the courage to face that, that's going to change the way you pick off top. Because now my decision as who I'm putting on my team is not dictated by your hands, it's dictated by your heart. And that's what makes the journey difficult. What makes the journey of leadership difficult is that God is leading you to a promised land, but you got to sift through people to see which of them are the right ones. And how do you identify the right people? Y'all not gonna like this. By their hearts. Now, let's put this in perspective. Jesus, as great, powerful, and pure as he was, only identified 12. And out of them 12, he only trusted 3. Now, everybody you work with, you can't trust. But when you're social, I don't like to work with them because you're not spiritual enough to respect order and understand that sometimes in order to attain a promise, God will make you work with people you don't prefer. Jesus needed Judas and Peter. He had to build with people. One would betray him and one would deny him. Okay? So, give a hand clap of praise after you said, don't mess me up. Are we encouraging him or trying to make that nasty nice? Now, okay, everybody said good question. All right, let me get in here. Good question. Okay, good question. Now, I need everybody, PW, what did Timothy Carruthers say here? What did he say? I know he said something. Timothy Carruthers said, I'm a cusser, so I'm biased. Here's a good question for FTO. No, it's not, because some of y'all gonna tell the truth. Some of y'all gonna tell the truth in these comments and get sat down. Because y'all's pastor gonna watch the replay. You know they ain't gonna watch it live. They don't want you to know they're watching. They're gonna come on. Is it done? Okay. Now here's the thing. Why? I'm gonna play the video one more time, and then I'm gonna come back with my perspective. Okay, I'm gonna come back with my perspective on why I believe the pastor was just fine. Play it one more time.
I'm telling you, this is real. This is some real stuff. Listen, wait, what the hell are you playing? The guitar, yo. Don't mess me up, man. Let's give God a hand clap of praise for John.
All right. Now, places, people, places. Everybody throw this in the comments, pastors or people. And I know some of you like, you say this all the time. Just throw that in there. Pastors or people. Britt said he was wrong for playing that, and someone simply saying, what the hell are you playing? Is not a big deal. Okay, I'm with you. Okay. Come on, pastors or people. Pastors or people. Pastors or people. And I think one of the mistakes of the social church, again, Jesus invested himself to 12 people. His authenticity is what attracted the crowd, but his aim was never the crowd. It was always the called. He always would tell the 12 and teach the 12, but allow the crowds to hear. He also understood that everyone who hears me isn't called to me. That's the misnomer of people that join the church today. We don't realize that just because they join the church don't mean that we're their pastor. Now, I've done this now 18 years. I've got some fruit on the tree. I've got some time on the clock. I got some proof and pictures on the wall that really I've seen it so much that we don't realize that the real disconnect in church is the church has become so social. It is really offended by spiritual. Why are we not seeing miracles, signs, and wonders? Nigga, you don't even pray. I'm sorry, I didn't even hit my butt. Yeah. No, for real. No, let's talk about this tonight. You know, I want to see miracles, signs, and wonders. You only fast when everyone does. What are you talking about? I fast for Lent. Right. I thought we fast for God. No, you and your girls got in the group thread and said we're gonna lose weight for 40 days. 40 days, 40 pounds in 40 days. 40 pounds in 40 days. I'm gonna stop cussing for Lent. How about Lord, just help me stop cussing. I need y'all to get this. I want miracles. No, you are a miracle. The way you live, the reason you are breathing. No, let's be serious. The church has become social to the place it's offended by spirit because you don't get spirit without order. You know, I forgot about Nick Bot. You don't even pray. You sit up and talk about I want miracles. I want miracles. You read your Bible? You know, I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I want the glory. Shut up. You don't even know the story. See, here's the real disconnect. Here's the real disconnect. Because everybody throw this in the comments. Wild church. Wild. Just uncomfortable church. Why are y'all in there so long? I should stop. You've been in church your whole life, and you was as dumb as you was when I'm just wild church. And it's the same service everywhere. Same sermon, just wow. Because church is social, it's not spiritual, and you cannot correct a social church. And watch this, you will never be able to correct a social member. No, I'm serious. We had a time. Shut up. After Kamala Harris lost that election, I called some of my friends. I said, I don't want to see another prayer shawl or a trombone or a trumpet or a show because ain't none of it worked. None of y'all's accessories did nothing. Y'all done called the angels from the west and the prophets from the north. That baby lost that election. I'm not. Because y'all gonna get mad at me. Y'all stay mad at me. Why? I want to see miracles. Shut up. Wow, church. I'm not going because y'all gonna get mad at me if I talk about that. You know I'm right. Yeah, you can't correct a social church, and you can't correct a member that sees the pastor or the church socially. And a lot of us say we want spiritual. No, you don't want spiritual. You want to be seen spiritual. You don't want spiritual. Because if you were spiritual, half that stuff you be talking about, the Holy Ghost would have shut your mouth first. You are only as spiritual as the stuff you slip up and say. Did y'all hear what I just said? You are only as spiritual as the stuff, because out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. So every word that comes out of your mouth is the stuff they be saying on the low. That ain't no joke. They're just laughing about it. We want miracle signs and wonders. You don't want God. What do you mean? You don't want God. Why are you asking for glory? You don't want God. Develop a prayer life and you'll discover that's the glory. That's it. Half the stuff y'all calling glory in church ain't glory, it's church. My Bible say when the glory came, the priest couldn't stand the minister. Y'all glory come, y'all got cell phones out talking about catch that. Catch that now. That ain't glory, it's church. And the church has become so emotionally driven and socially charged, we're spiritually offended. Because you cannot have spirit without order. And I've been telling you for years, where there is no honor, there will be no order. So how do I know who honors me? Those who line up with my order. That's not the rule for my church. That's the rule for your life. Your life has an order. And the order is what establishes this new word y'all been using, boundaries. My order is, this is my time that I'm with my son. Bah, bah, bah. Why are you calling me? Y'all don't like me. I balance your heart by how you honor order. There is no spirit without order. What's the problem in church today? Okay, now here's why I say the pastor was not wrong. Okay? Because musicians are different than anybody else in your church. And I want you to hear me when I say this. This is why I'm unapologetic when I correct musicians. First of all, I pay them well and I pay them on time. I said I pay them well and I pay them on time. I say it again. I pay them well and I pay them on time. You ain't never heard a musician left me because of no money. You can't have authority without accountability. Number two, I don't hang out with my musician. I tell them very clearly, I don't need a brother. I got two. It's not personal. Okay, so I want to be clear about this. Musicians are different. The music department, how do we restore the music department, the music faction in a healthy way? How do we restore it in a futuristically sustainable way? Well, the only way for us to do that is we have to correct the heart before we hire the hand. Now, why, Pastor, do Luke McKinstry, I got a clap machine and a censor button, so I don't say nothing to get me canceled. Now, I want to get into this. So, PW, why do you say the preacher was not wrong for that? He shouldn't have fronted the musician. No. The musician fronted me. Now, I want everybody to please throw this in the comments. 2 words, paid presence. Not all the people in your church. Now, I want to dig into this now, because this is the difference. I can't have patience and pay. I just can't. I'm sorry. I need everybody to throw in the comments, paid presence. Please throw that in there. How you gonna say the musician fronted the preacher? Because your lack of attentiveness affected my ability to operate. And even though your focus, but you know another word I use for that stuff like focus is honor, because that's what it is. I ain't paying attention because in my heart I honor you like that. That's why I walk out while you preach. It's a heart thing. The musicians in the church are paid to be here. Now, y'all not gonna like this, and y'all can tag them, and they can get on here and challenge me. Ain't no musician gonna get them, go on here and say I didn't pay them. I disrespected them. Many times I corrected them, and because their lens was social without my permission, correction came off as disrespect. Because you're not my pastor, and I have an issue saying you kind of my boss. Come on. Come on. Come on in here. Paid. Musicians are paid to be here. I do not pay to wait. I can't. I just can't do it. And again, my musicians get paid well. I tell all my staff, don't talk to me about money. That's the number one rule. Don't even bring money up to me. Don't mention money to me, because I think it's disrespectful to have to mention it. Now, well, you have to get a musician time to learn the pastor. I agree with that. I do agree with that. That the musician need to have time. But let's be very clear. Most musicians, you're not here because you love me, this church, or God. I need everybody to throw this in the comments, and I need you to get this. Please throw this in here. This is business. You know, all the musicians say, man, this ain't nothing but a job to me, man. You know, man, just pay me my money, man, and it's business. Well, if it's just business, why are we arguing about your time with it? Y'all ain't talking like you should. Throw this in the comments. This is, and y'all pray for me. When my money comes off on the table, my spirit comes off. I ain't doing business in my spirit. I talked to God this morning. I'm talking to you right now. The musician's presence, you're not here because you love me. You're not here. And let's be honest, if you short $25, you're going to walk out of here, depending on the heart of the musician, whether you got a minstrel or a musician. Now, pastors are people. Well, why was he frustrated? Okay, y'all ain't gonna like this. Passion and productivity are always packaged together. No, hear me. I wish I had that video of Pastor Keon up here, because y'all was so mad at him, and I wasn't mad at him. I wasn't mad at him, because I know what it's like to be that preacher and trying to hear what you're trying to hear next, and this one person won't be quiet. But you trying to hear for these 2,000 in this room, and even though those of y'all that wasn't in the room was online passionate, leave her alone. I would have loved to hear from the people that was sitting in that section trying to hear that sermon. And we saw Pastor Keon respond in a moment of passion and frustration. But here's the thing, because you all are so dishonorable as a social church, because you would rather see Barabbas freed and crucify the prophet, because you are social and you've been given over to the consciousness of the culture that magnifies and exposes the humanity of leadership to discredit its ability and divinity and assignment in your life, right? You now take what you heard about them and use it against them as if God ain't know it before he chose them for you. Come on. Passion, productivity. Y'all don't like this. Productivity and passion come together. And because y'all like seeing people fall, it's the in you. I'm going to say it again. It is the nigbot in you that likes seeing people fall. No, I don't. Yes, you do. That's why these bloggers have a platform. Because you look, like, comment, share. But I keep telling you, time belongs to God. Anything happening now happened before. This happened in time when. They said, y'all want to free Jesus? Or you want to crucify him and free Barabbas? They say, give us the criminal we know break the law. We would rather take a proven criminal over a preacher in question any day. And you're still doing it. You see why Jesus wasn't trying to fill the church? Wait a minute. Preachers are people, and because we are conditioned to crucify leadership. Why? Because who am I? We social. What he got, I ain't got. He a man like me. Familiarity, right? It throws the order out the way. When we're not community, we collaborate. That's why all of y'all's collaborations keeps falling to the ground. Most of them that ain't rooted in the spirit of God, because the kingdom isn't built on collaboration. It's built on community because it requires structure, order, not equality. In order for us to get to the promised land, somebody got to be Moses, somebody got to be Aaron, somebody got to be Joshua, but somebody got to be Caleb. Now wait, because you are committed to crucifying, you are. That's why you disagree with that video, because it's quick to say the preacher wrong. That's all you say. When was the last time you ever heard a conversation or a moment of tension and the conversation said, well, the preacher was right? Never. Because the agenda in the earth is not to make you against Trump. It's to make you against leadership. You see? Here's the thing, because you are committed to crucifying preachers, you look for opportunities to discredit what's God about them. Right? How? Every lane of productivity comes with passion, but we accept that grace. We give that grace to every lane of productivity but the preacher. And the reason is because if the preacher respond to you, y'all will cancel and crucify him and say, I thought he was a preacher. Hold on. I got a video of LeBron James. I love him. I want y'all to watch this video, okay? Okay, pastors are people. The way God packaged us, when we are productive, we are passionate. I don't like the way you said it. I wasn't yelling at you. I'm passionate, but you ain't never had a job. So you ain't never been in a meeting and you ain't got no structure. That's probably why you can't keep a job and why you at a different church every 3 months, because you have no structure. Okay, wait. But Shayla said it's a power struggle. I'm with you on that, Shayla, but it can't be no power struggle and I'm paying you. Sorry. Oh, no, I can't have no struggle with somebody I'm paying. No, I can't pay him. We got to pick one, huh? That's right, Shayla. You said it. It is a power struggle in church. I don't understand how that I don't think it should be a struggle with somebody that's on my payroll. We just as important with you that you are. That's what they done lied to you and said. And COVID gave us an opportunity to shift the perspective. It's a power struggle. Ain't no power struggle. You on payroll. This is a job. You clock in. And if you don't have the humility to honor the structure, nor the spirit to honor the order, your heart has dictated that you don't have a seat in my future. So you can't stay on my team because your heart is not futuristically sustainable. I can tell by the way you said hello. It's time to say goodbye. He mean. I'm not mean. I'm clear. Wait. LeBron, right? LeBron. I want y'all to play this video of LeBron James. Y'all there? Oh, man, y'all on here. Hit like, hit share. I want y'all to watch this. Pastors are people. Every lane of productivity comes with passion. We just allow that grace to every lane but pastors. Why? Because we've always crucified the prophet over the criminal we already know was proven. Look at this video of LeBron James. What would basketball be if it wasn't like this right here? Watch this.
And 6 total touches in the fourth. James comes from behind and knocks it away. He's saying it was touched last by Denver. Darvin Ham not going to challenge it, though. And LeBron really infuriated. He is screaming at his bench right now. And he compounded the problem by not paying attention, and then Denver got the easy basket. And Jamal Murray hobbling a little bit as he goes to the Denver bench. This was a miss by the Lakers coaching staff, because that's a miss by LeBron James. He never touched the ball. It's clearly off Caldwell Pope. First, James was mad at the officials, but he was even more upset with his bench. And then he had his back turned as Murray got the easy basket. And then another bucket by Jamal Murray. And then afterwards, Murray, who's stretching out right now, was holding the back of his leg.
All right. Are we back? No, for real, Kim. I didn't hire you because of your heart. I know you can play. Woo, but sometimes the people with the best hands got the most difficult hearts because your hands that made you think you too good to be on the team. Some people don't show up unless they show out. But I've learned that some people are soloists. Call them when you need a solo. But some of them are so committed to being a soloist, they're a terrible tenor. And guess what? I need a soloist once every 3 months. I need a tenor every week. I've done this for 18 years now. Most people that are my peers, what they're doing in ministry is something that I've done 5-10 years ago. I don't say it arrogantly. I say it accurately. It's just my goal is somewhere else. It's not filling buildings. I've done that. It's filling people. I've realized you can give away all the TVs you want. Give away the gas. It's not the gas. We got to get back to identifying people with hearts that want God. And here's the truth. The right hearts might draw a smaller crowd. Can you handle that? Nobody wants to see LeBron James on the court saying, please pass me the ball. Please, if you don't mind, pass the ball. Please, I'm open. You don't win championships that way. Nobody's at the Lions game saying, please win if y'all don't mind. Come on. I need to know if you agree. I need to know if you disagree. Come on, talk in these comments. Talk to me. And we do not realize that even pastors have passion when it comes to their lane of productivity. Oh, okay, Toy, you got it. Building disciples. That's what makes them disciples. What makes them disciples is that they have the capacity to handle my heart the way God gave it to me. Behold, I give you pastors according to my own heart that feed you. So I don't pick my pastor, God does. And as long as I pick my pastor, God didn't. That's where the biggest disconnect is. I don't go to this church because God told me to go here. I go here because my boyfriend go here. And then we broke up. So now my relationship with God, I'm a Muslim now. That's what your church made up. I be walking in church around the city, be seeing all my members and all y'all services ducking when I walk in. I know what I'm talking about because we made church about numbers. We made it about numbers. Get more people, get more people, get more people. That was never the aim of Jesus. Jesus said, make sure you want to walk with me. And make sure that you're willing to deny yourself, take up your cross. And if you're willing to deny yourself, take up your cross, then you can follow me. But I ain't got time to be convincing you every day. If you ain't sure, don't even start with me. Y'all don't like what I'm teaching you. I'm at a place in my life, I only want to invest in those that are assigned to me. That doesn't mean I will only influence those that are assigned to me. That's where you're disconnected. everybody you influence is not the people you invest in. There are people you will influence that you have to know. I can't invest myself in the wrong person. What if pastors put musicians on a probationary period before being paid anything? I wonder if that would change the dynamic. That sounds real good when it's in a comment section, but what I'm gonna do about what the musician gonna do about his bills his bills this Sunday? What are you gonna do about his bills this Sunday? No, it's a job. Then see, most musicians now can't even play. They can't play services. They can play set lists. That's what I'm telling you. Most of them play for artists, and they got 5 songs that they play for 4 years. And they know how to kill that song. But if you strike up at him, they're going to say, he ain't even tell me about that. He ain't tell me he was going to sing that. So now I have to hire you and then run what I want to sing by you. No. Musicians are paid to be there. That's it, Shayla. That's why we doing praise day break, because that's all we can play. Praise breaks. And I had to talk to my music department, and I've got some people. I'm in a space where many of you watch me that at the top of COVID, the Lord led me to shut down the show. He told me to shut down the show. People said I'm crazy, but he told me shut down the show. Okay. All right. I want you to get this, where my mindset is as it relates to rebuilding something futuristically sustainable. I am not trying to impress people that aren't called to me. I care nothing about people that aren't called to me. I love everybody, but I'm not concerned about people. I'm like Jesus. I'm not sent but to the lost sheep of Israel, man. The lost sheep of New Life. I'm not worried about what they're doing at your church. But the truth is, again, musicians are paid presence. You're not here for me, for God, for the church. You're here because of money. Okay. And if your money come up short $10, you're gonna leave forever. I always tell people, and they don't like this, but this is true. I believe people are only worth what they walked away for. You hear me? If they walked away over another person's opinion, that whole relationship, to keep them, you're going to be fighting opinions. You know, if a musician, whatever you left for, that's what you worth. Man, we fell out over that. Okay. Now, okay, Pastor, when you sit back from the mic, we can barely hear you. Okay, am I better? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let me come back. So for me, what changes? The Lord told me to shut down the show. He told me to shut down the show, and so for about 3 years at our church, post-pandemic, while we were navigating COVID, I was trying to find a way. A lot of people don't realize musicians are paid presence, which is why I don't. I'm nice, but this business, man. This is business. Okay, my live ended up over there. So, and again, you don't care about me. You don't care about this church. And many times you don't care about these people. So I'm realistic about that. Why are you so realistic? Because this is business. Every time I see you, it costs me money. I ain't caught up in no whirlwind of glory. I'm sitting here counting my money. Seriously. And so with that, he told me shut down the show. This was beginning of COVID. Some of you might remember. If you remember, throw it in the comments. I remember. Okay. So the people know I'm not lying. He told me shut it down. And for about 2 to 3 years, I was sitting in service every Sunday with tables and chairs. No music, no praise team, no band. Now keep in mind, when COVID shifted, I told all of my music department, you all will have to learn how to do something differently. Why? Because things are different and different demands different. My issue at that time was the bulk of my payroll was going to musicians, but then when the live wasn't up and the live was going down, it wasn't the musicians up at the church till 2 or 3 in the morning. It was the people in the media department that was up there all night for free. They wasn't charging me a dime. They wasn't thinking about no money. They were white, but what's the difference? So now I got a spirit-minded heart. That's whatever we got to do, Paz, to get this thing done, we're going to do it. I start noticing that I couldn't have service. Can barely have rehearsal every week. Somebody caught COVID. They uncomfortable with coming. So I got a fraction of my team, but I have the fullness of the budget. So no. I can't just give y'all no money now. We all in a pandemic. Y'all got to work for this. This is money. You ain't here out the goodness of your heart. And I ain't paying you nothing every week for free. And I told all of my staff, you have to learn how to do something different. My money going to my musician. So you're going to have to get up off this instrument and learn how to run the camera. You're going to have to get them. You're going to have to learn how to run the computers. Okay. And then you're going to have to learn how to, and watch this, because change is always resisted no matter what age you are. That's what COVID proved. COVID proved change is hard for everybody, not just for your grandma. Change hard for you. This election proved you are a woman and was uncomfortable voting for one. Don't put it in the comments. I don't want to put you out there. I told my whole staff, y'all have to learn something different because I'm paying you every week for music and we're not having music. You remember that, Patrice? Look at her, Friday night. So now y'all gotta, since I'm giving y'all the money, y'all gotta learn how to do the work. Many of them said to me, Pastor, I don't want to do that. That ain't what I want to do. Okay. Hey, let me tell you something about being on my team. If I'm changing, everybody changing. Whatever the leader doing, everybody on the team should do. And if you don't think you should be doing what your leader doing, then the question becomes, why are you on the team? It always points back to you. If you don't believe in what the leader doing, why are you on the team? It's your heart that's going to get in the way. Our connection is not futuristically sustainable. I told them, no, y'all gotta learn something new. And so many of them didn't want to do it. So now, watch this. Many people thought I was being creative. They have no idea I was really backed into a corner. Then I catch COVID. When I catch COVID, I can't go to church. So now I got to record my sermon by myself. So watch this. Look at how God shifted my faith. I want you to realize why my mindset is where it is. It's not because it was easy for me. This is not always easy for me. That's the thing. It's not always easy for me. It's a shift just like you. But how is it? How am I open to it? Because I can't, I understand I'm called to whatever God's doing next. So I see it differently. So watch this. So now music leaves. Well, pre-COVID, music of most churches was the next big thing. Let's be honest. For most churches, music was the main thing. For most churches, let's be honest, they weren't listening to what you were preaching, no way. Pre-COVID, you could not have a successful church without a strong music ministry. Pre-COVID, we put the music above the message. I need you to tell me if you agree or disagree. We put music above message, which is why we got this new. You always hear me say this generation don't worship God. This generation worship, because that's our new form of worship, music, not obedience, music. I love God. Let me turn on Maverick City on my way to church. Come on. Music is the depth of most of our relationship with God is a playlist. So music became priority above message. Now you're not going to like this. I believe COVID shifted the priority of a healthy church. Now notice what I said. Hold on. Shifted the priority. Because what COVID did is COVID really gave you an opportunity to reprioritize the message. See, I believe what God did, I believe God tore the church down to ground zero. And then piece by piece, So what he did with me is, okay, the doors are closed, the church is open. Only open your mouth and say what I tell you to say and see who comes. Everybody ain't coming back. Everybody ain't coming back. Everybody ain't coming back because everybody was supposed to be in the first place. You really thought you had 10,000? Really, I had 8,000. I've had 8,000 people walk the aisles at New Life. And that's why I don't argue with church, because most people arguing haven't done that. I don't say it from arrogance, but come on, chill out. You still trying to reach 200, Doc. Come on. No. You still trying to get to 200, Doc. Come on. We're not doing the same thing. You still nothing. All right, let me say. I'm about to go too far. All right. So no. So now God tells me shut down the show. Shut down the show. The musicians ain't no music. Shut it down. Tables and chairs. I told you he's got me doing this. So what did he tell me to do? First, sit everybody down. Shut the show down. Sit them down and tell them ain't nothing going to be here on Sunday but the word. I said, God, ain't nobody going to come today. So then I caught COVID. When I caught COVID, I was forced to sit at home alone and record the word. Darielle and them tripping because it's time for church on Sunday, but I can't go in because I got COVID. And if I can't go in, there's no point in anybody else going in. So now what we're going to do is, all right, I'm going to record it and put just the word up. And you know what happened? I put the word up and everything went up. My numbers went up. My giving went up. Everything went up when I shut down the show. What had happened is by that time, now I've shut down the show, my numbers go up. My numbers are up. My giving is up. My stress level is down. Remember, the musicians walked out, so the music budget is gone. So then I got COVID and telling the church, okay, I'll be back Sunday. 2 weeks done passed. I'll be back. Watch this. Somebody said, did you feel like you're in survival mode? Yes, I felt like I was in survival mode. I was at home locked up alone with COVID. Yes, I thought I was going, just in case. No, seriously. Hold on. Don't forget my musicians done left. So now y'all walked out when I got sick. Don't think I'm about to come back and hire everybody now. Oh, no. One thing about me, I love you now. One thing about me is I love you forever. But once you walk away, I love you. Because I think one thing we take for granted about relationship is that I think it's almost impossible to repair trust. One thing about me, once you walk away, go ahead. Love you. Now watch this. Well, Pastor, what if I come back? Y'all ain't gonna watch, because some of y'all are like, well, okay, well, you let them walk away. Well, when do you let them come back? I determine that by your heart, not your presence. Because people can be present with the wrong heart. See, one thing about me, when you get up and walk out, I ain't gonna stop. Oh man, you sure? Oh man, I love you. I'm praying for you. When I say I'm praying for you, I mean it, baby. I'm not good at auditioning. That auditioning, I'm allergic to that. Everything assigned to me is attracted to me, and I really believe that. I don't audition for people, places, or things. That's part of my problem. That's really a lot of it. I don't be auditioning. They be like, prove yourself. I'd be like, oh. What made you cling to hope during that time? I had hope because I kept hearing, and that's the truth. I knew I was going to keep living because I kept hearing, and I knew that time was too critical for God to give me a word if I was going to die. My God. And then what gave me hope is every time I made the small changes, I saw immediate increase. Again, when I got home and all I had was the word to put on the live. And what I noticed when I put just the word up, it worked. So then when I got back from COVID, I don't have a music staff. I ain't got no great return. So I tell the church I got tables and chairs. Here's what's crazy, Shayla. Here's what's crazy. I had tables and chairs when I got back and church was packed. Church was packed. Giving was up. New people were connecting. And I just kept saying to myself, well, ain't that what we come in for? Hold on. But what did that do to me? That helped me reprioritize the message. What this tells me is that the people in the church want to mess. Now, let me help you with this. All of you, futuristic sustainability. Stop making plans for people you don't consider. Why are you making church plans and not factoring in the pew? You know what I found out? You know who was really crazy about the music getting back up there? The people that do the music. In your church, your ear has to be the 3 different pockets, not just in your church, but in whatever you do. You got the people that are on the pulpit, the people that are in the pews, and then you got to keep your ear to the Lord, okay? The Lord, the platform, the pews. Those are the 3 areas of obligation and consideration in building a church. I guess you would have to, if you're building a business, you would have to separate that between God, staff, and clients. Because all criticism comes differently in each context. It's the people on the platform that want to get back on the platform. The people in the pew are saying, oh, Pastor, we actually enjoy, we kind of enjoy just getting to work and going home. We kind of enjoyed that a little bit. We enjoyed that. We enjoyed the simplicity of just getting the word and going on. We liked it. It was simple. It was easy. But we're not called to do easy. We're called to do impactful. We're called to show people the way. We're called to be the light. So if everybody was satisfied when it was just the word at home, and if it was working, why didn't you leave it that way? Because even though it was just the word and it was working at home, I still have to create a space for people's gifts and relationships to flourish. See, you're not called to just do what works. You got to see what works and then build on that. You got to take what works and then work it. You see, you got to take what works, throw your sauce on it, then work it. That's when it becomes your DNA. Make sense? So now I gotta build that word. Okay, so now yeah, you got to see what works, but don't just settle for what works. No, what worked, I realized, man, church is packed, giving is up. Ain't no complaints. Don't nobody bother you. It's easy. But we're not called to do easy. We're called to be light. So we have to show them the way, right? Right? So now with that, because I'm called to people, just the sermon and a class on Sunday can't be the totality of the church. I have to curate spaces of community, spaces for people to develop. So then you saw me create stuff like Culture Class, which is coming back next year. And I'm replacing it. Every Saturday in the month will be something specific. Culture Class will be every 3rd Saturday in 2025. And that's when we take Culture Class is pretty much like I would say Culture Class is more so like not new members. I wouldn't equate that to new members. I would kind of call that a discipleship class because it's challenging the way you think, right? So then you'll see Project 2819, which will be our new members class that will happen every 1st Saturday of 2025. So all of our new members, I want you to be prepared on that 1st Saturday in 2025. Why? Okay, come back to me. Because I have to create this space, these spaces of discipleship development, spaces of community that I can challenge people and be transformed by the renewing of their mind. Romans 12, right? Matthew 28:19, making disciples. So since that is the model and the mission, every idea I have to balance it against its ability to make disciples. Is this just doing something or are we making disciples? Okay, so now I come back to church. And now where we are, we build on the word. Okay, the word, solid. The church respond to the word. The word is enough. They come, they grow, they connect, they contribute, they give. The word is enough. Okay. Well, now that the word is enough, now I've got to build spaces of community. Okay. So community is culture class. Community is because spaces of development. Now watch this, Pastor Pam. The members of my church come on Sunday. Those that are called to me that have a heart and desire to be developed come to one of the other spaces of development. Okay? The cameras aren't on in culture class. But because the cameras aren't on, that's where I'm going to correct you. I'm not even going to try to correct the people on Sunday because for most of them, Sunday is still social. Well, how do you separate the social from the spiritual? Create another space, release your voice, and see whose heart responds. Build from there. Some of you mess up because you keep trying to build your team from your Sunday. You got to create another space to identify another commitment. You see? If I say culture class is Saturday at 9 a.m. and you wake up, adjust your schedule to get there on Saturday at 9 a.m., that means you desire whatever God's doing through me to develop you. So I'm not going to invest correction in Sunday. Sunday is only for inspiration and encouragement. But when them cameras go off, them people be in culture class. Now, what was you doing? So y'all not gonna like this. I don't take people's discipleship seriously until I see them prioritize something outside of Sunday. Now let me get back. The word, spaces of community. Now I have to create spaces of development. That's why I'm trying to reestablish spaces for the gifts to function. Here is, now that we got the word established, the culture of the community established, now we can work on gifts. But now gifts are in their proper place. I love music. Musicians nor the music department are worth what they were worth pre-pandemic. Unless your church is one of those anomalies. If you're like a Wheeler Avenue, some churches are just, I that's what I do. I determine people. See, I move slowly because hearts identify intentions. Time and assignment identify people's hearts. How does time and assignment identify people's hearts? Because they'll immediately tell you what they think is beneath them. And whatever they think is beneath them directly points to the way they see you. This is a good live tonight. This is too much for free. This is some good stuff. No, my musicians are paid. This ain't for fun. You're here because you're my homie. And watch this. But if you're lucky, God will give you a musician in alignment with your spirit. But that requires order. Spirit over social. Oh no, that's the pastor. That's the leader. But we're not conditioned to respect, honor, or order in any other context. And then we start. Do y'all realize that y'all still arguing with musicians about timeliness? Like we arguing about you being on time. Time. And because your life has no structure, because you never answered to anybody, somebody telling you be on time is disrespectful. Come on. Yeah. No. COVID, I believe, was nothing but a reset. It was an opportunity to put the right things in place. I just don't think most people had the courage to do it. But because the word established the community and then developed the space for the music is not priority. It don't mean what it used to mean. So watch this. It's not worth a headache for me. Y'all don't like this kind of stuff. Yeah, Danielle, I can't pay you and you stress me out. You want me to pay you and fight through my sermon? Because this is the frustration y'all see in pastors that you don't realize. After you fiddle faddle through my service and botch my flow, you still expect me to pay you after that. You playing with my money in my face and think I'm supposed to say, please focus. Come on. Y'all think the musicians just like to criticize the preacher, because if you think what the preacher says something, you should listen to what the musicians say to each other in they talk back, Mike. You ever see them get mad at each other for yelling at each other? No, because they respect each other. It's collaboration. It's still accountability on our terms. So they'll yell at each other. Ain't no problem with that. But then the person that's paying all of y'all can't say nothing. You are crazy as what? Say it for me, church. And y'all sitting up here paying them. I asked my musicians in the meeting yesterday, have I ever disrespected you? Have I? They all know. They all know. Because you don't need to. You don't need to. I shouldn't have to bring up that I'm in charge. I shouldn't have to bring that up. But no, I do think there's a disconnect, because I think a lot of times musicians see it as a job and not an assignment. And I think you can work with both. I honestly don't think it's anything wrong with a musician that sees it as a job. Just do your job. If I got to sit up and say you playing, that means you ain't done your job. And I just made it clear to my musicians. I hope I said this. If I didn't, I'm going to say it on Wednesday. Make sure they know. Just to remind them. You know, if you late, it's easy. I'm fine. If you late, I'm going to be late. Keep that same energy on payday. On payday, keep that same energy. You see that? You got to study the talent. I told a musician one time, don't ever think you great because of what you're doing in that corner. Always remember, everything you're doing in that corner is because what I'm doing on this mic. Ain't none of y'all's musicians' hand generated a budget to pay any of y'all. Your budget is generated by my voice. And don't you ever forget it. Don't you ever forget it. Everybody's over there because of what happens when I open my mouth, not when you play your song. Yes, it is. No problem. Take your keyboard and plug it out there in the parking lot and see what kind of crowd you pull on your own. But when we are dishonorable to the community and we are social with the connection. I told you read Numbers 13, and I've been teaching it for a while, but I want to put it in perspective. Verse 31, but the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go up against this people because they're stronger than us. And they gave Israel a bad report of the land which they spied out and said, the land which we've gone is a land that devours its inhabitants. And all the people we saw a great stature. Verse 33 says, we saw giants. The descendants of Anak came from the giants. And we were like grasshoppers in our own sight. And so we were in our sight. Man, you see what happened? Moses is trying to attain the promise, but he's got some people in his group that's got a grasshopper in their mind. And this is what I want you to understand. And this is what I mean about futuristic sustainability and courage for your own journey in rebuilding the future. And I pray that all these dots connected tonight. You cannot build anything great with people who are grasshoppers in their own mind. He said we was grasshoppers in our sight, and so we were in theirs. See, what I'm trying to get you to understand about rebuilding the future and attaining the promise, the vision that God's given, you're not going to get it with grasshoppers on your team. Because I don't care how well you treat them, a grasshopper is going to leave for $50 more. He's a $50 grasshopper. He is a $50 grasshopper. Whatever, I keep telling you, whatever they left you over is what they was worth. They let a rumor make them hop right out of what God called them to because they didn't have courage to say like Caleb, I see what he saw. The problem in church today is you don't have the courage to stand up for your journey. That's why you let them talk about your pastor, talk about your church, talk about your communities. And you don't say nothing because you don't want to ruffle no feathers. I know, because you're a punk. That's why you got all them friends and you don't trust nobody because you ain't real enough to say, I don't want to go with y'all. You're a punk. It takes courage to live your journey. Oh, no, that's what I'm called to. Every pastor ain't my pastor. Y'all so social. Do you really think because you got mad at a pastor, you can just go join another church? I know they told you that was good because you went over to a novice pastor who ain't had a crowd. So he hopes that your emotion will evolve into disobedience so that he can get a new member. That's why most people stay at the new church for about a year or two. Because I don't care how much you try to fit in. You wasn't called there. Huh? You a punk. That's why you hang out with people you don't like. You join the church, but you don't stand up for it, which is why Jesus said, man, give me 12. It's 30,000 people here. He rocking with 12. Huh? You're a coward. You let people talk about your pastor, talk about your church. Because you're so social, you don't realize, watch this, the real spiritual agenda of why they're talking so hard against your pastor. It's not about your pastor, baby. The agenda's always been to get you to stop listening. And because you're a grasshopper in your mind, they sniffed that grasshopper in you and got you in the bed. All they had to do was tell you, I'll be your boyfriend if you leave the church. Grasshopper. I'll give you $50 if you play for me. Grasshopper. There's no way for you to attain the promise until you get them grasshoppers out your group. Caleb said, The Bible said them people talked about read it, Numbers 14. The Bible said they talked about stoning Moses. Said, we're going to kill him and Aaron. And all of them was going to do it. And it took Caleb to say, not my. Because if he died, I'm lost. Y'all thought if they was going to kill Moses, God was going to be like, all right, here's the plan. No, do y'all realize that if Moses dies, you're lost? Why do you think the enemy's so busy trying to make sure you don't like your pastor? Watch you, rah. But no, I ain't heard from God from nowhere else like I heard from him. Well, he's human. Every person God chose was human. I wonder whose standards changed, God or y'all. A social church cannot be corrected. A social presence will never be accountable. The agenda of the enemy is not to make you angry or allergic to Donald Trump. He's in office. Nothing you could do. Y'all's prayer service ain't had no power. All up. Y'all was just shut up. Pastor Welton, you coming? We getting on the wall, Pastor Welton. You coming? I'm getting in the bed. What is y'all getting on the wall for? It's 10 o'clock. We're going to be up all night. We ain't got to be up all night. The Lord is up all night. I'm going to go to sleep for God. I'm arrested it like this. All right, guys, that's Monday night. I hope you had an incredible time on FTO. Father, I pray tonight that as we share with you people, I pray that tonight gave us something to think about, something to study, something to process, and I pray that it gave us perspectives that make us better. And I pray that as we end this live and go into the rest of our week, I pray tonight that as we rest or wherever we are, that your presence makes the place and the space we're in better in every way. It's in Jesus' name. Amen and thank God. Everybody throw it in the comments. FTO, I hope you enjoyed it. Did y'all enjoy tonight's live? I enjoyed it. I made a commitment every Monday at 7:30. I'm going to be on. Just watch. I'm going to be on. for PW Live.
PW Live right now.
3:30.